What if you're not who you think you are? What if your entire life, every memory, every moment was nothing but a cosmic prank? Because here's the nightmare. Physics says in a cold, endless universe, it's far more likely that a single brain pops into existence alone than for an entire real world like yours to ever form. Physicists, Boltzmann, Carroll, Susskind, have warned, if our universe lasts long enough, freak observers like this could outnumber real people. All your memories? Fabricated. Your past? A trick of chance. You, just a spark, a cosmic fluke, flickering for an instant before vanishing forever. This isn't science fiction. It's a real scientific paradox. Today we confront the ultimate horror. Are you real or just the universe's biggest lie? To understand how this nightmare began, we go back nearly 150 years. To Vienna, and to one restless mind. Ludwig Boltzmann. Boltzmann was obsessed with chaos. His whole life, he chased one question. If the universe is supposed to fall apart, why does anything stay together? Why does the world look so organized when every law of physics screams for disorder? Why do you wake up every morning to the same world instead of chaos? Boltzmann found his answer in mathematics, statistics. He realized that in a universe ruled by chance, improbable things can happen, given enough time. He pictured the cosmos as a vast casino, every atom rolling the dice, every moment a new bet against oblivion. And here's the twist that made his idea legendary. If you wait long enough, even in endless chaos, order can appear purely by accident. Galaxies, stars, planets, life. Not by design, but as a wild statistical fluke, a lucky hand in an infinite game. He called these rare, spontaneous creations fluctuations. And in Boltzmann's universe, anything could emerge if the dice rolled just right, even something as complex as your entire life. But then came the problem, the one Boltzmann never solved, and the one that haunts science to this day. Because if it's possible for an entire universe to form by random chance, isn't it far more likely, almost inevitable, that a much smaller, simpler thing could appear instead? Not a galaxy, not a planet, not even a person, but a single thinking brain. A brain with memories, with dreams, with the entire illusion of a life. Just for a second, then gone. This is the seed of the Boltzmann Brain paradox. A universe so indifferent, so vast, that you might just be the accident, the ultimate outsider, conjured out of nothing, left to question everything. The world might have left Boltzmann's nightmare in the history books, but then came a new generation of thinkers, and a twist that would haunt science for 100 years. In 1931, British astronomer Arthur Eddington took Boltzmann's gamble and doubled down. He realized something chilling. It's always easier to roll a 6 than 100 sixes in a row. In a universe run by pure chance, small coincidences, tiny miracles, happen far more often than grand ones. So why imagine all the atoms of a universe, or a planet, or even a person arranging themselves by luck, when it's astronomically more likely for just a single thinking brain to pop into existence? It all comes down to entropy. Creating a highly ordered system like our early universe is the ultimate statistical miracle. Creating a tiny pocket of order, like a brain, with just the illusion of a past is far, far cheaper. The universe is lazy. It will always favor the easiest, smallest fluctuation necessary to create an observer. No history, no body. Just a flash of consciousness, alone in infinite blackness, equipped with all the fake memories it needs to believe it ever lived. Physicists started calling this the freak observer problem. A cosmic fluke, a mind without a world, tricked by its own phantom past. But the real punchline is statistical. In an eternal, empty universe, the odds overwhelmingly favor the accidental birth of single, deluded brains over entire civilizations. Boltzmann brains become the default, the norm. Suddenly, physics wasn't just a quest to understand stars and atoms. It was a question of whether you could trust your own mind at all. Because if the cosmos is infinite, if the dice keep rolling forever, then almost every observer who thinks they lived a life is just a cosmic glitch, blinking into awareness for a microsecond, sure they were real. And here's the existential punch. If this is what the math says, if physics favors the hallucination over reality, then what makes you so sure you're not just the next Boltzmann brain? What makes any of us sure? If you can't trust your own memories, if physics itself says your life could be nothing but a momentary glitch, what's left to believe in? This isn't just a puzzle for physicists, it's an existential bomb dropped on everything we think we know. Philosophers have wrestled with questions like this for centuries. Descartes' demon, a thought experiment where an evil spirit tricks you into believing everything you see, hear, and feel, even if none of it's real. The brain in a vat, a modern twist, imagining your brain floating in a tank wired to a computer feeding you every sensation, every memory, every illusion of life. Or the dream worlds of the Matrix, where human minds are trapped in an artificial reality so convincing they never realize their world is a lie. But the Boltzmann brain nightmare is different, because this time the threat isn't supernatural or technological or even malicious. It's cold, random, mathematical, born from the very laws that shape our reality. Imagine just for a second. You wake up one day and everything feels off. You remember a childhood, friends, birthdays, heartbreak, love. But none of it ever happened. You are just a single mind, conjured from chaos, with a lifetime of fake memories stitched together by chance. Science fiction has tried to warn us. In Star Trek's Strange New Worlds, an entire nebula is revealed to be a sentient cosmic mind, a literal Boltzmann brain dreaming alone in space. In the haunting short story, The Geist and In as the Boltzmann Brain, author M.J. Pettit writes of a brain flickering into existence for a split second, haunted by the illusion of a life it never lived. Even Marvel Comics toyed with the idea. In The Incredible Hercules, the heroes face a monstrous entity, a disembodied Boltzmann brain created by chance, trying to impose order on a universe that never cared. Again and again, storytellers return to the same fear. A consciousness, floating in endless darkness, desperate to prove it's real, desperate to escape its own cosmic isolation. But real scientists like Carroll and Leonard Susskind have admitted if the universe lasts forever, most people could just be these tragic, solitary brains, utterly alone, their worlds a hallucination. So here's the ultimate horror. If physics can make your whole life a lie, what does it mean to be real? If you were just a Boltzmann brain, would you ever know? How do you prove you exist beyond your own memories? What's the one thing you would test to confirm your reality? If the Boltzmann brain nightmare is so chilling, why take it seriously at all? Because for a growing number of physicists, this isn't just late-night philosophy. It's a test for the very theories we use to describe the universe. Carroll puts it bluntly. If your model predicts that most observers are random, delusional brains, then your model is broken. Throw it out. In other words, the Boltzmann brain isn't a monster we expect to find hiding in the cosmos. It's a giant flashing warning sign, a red flag that tells physicists their understanding of the universe or of probability itself has gone horribly wrong somewhere. The paradox isn't the conclusion, it's the problem they must solve to prove their theories are sound. Across cosmology, researchers are now asking the same hard question. Does our universe create more freak observers than real ones? And if so, how do we escape the paradox? Some hunt for loopholes in physics itself. Maybe they say, the universe isn't truly eternal if it ends or resets. Before Boltzmann brains can take over, we're safe from becoming a statistical hallucination. This apocalyptic reset could happen through what scientists call vacuum decay, a catastrophic shift in the fabric of reality, wiping the cosmic slate clean. Paradoxically, the end of the universe might be the very thing that saves our sense of reality. Other physicists are reworking the math. Maybe we've misunderstood probability itself. Maybe not every observer counts the same, or maybe there's a deeper law, one that quietly keeps freak observers rare and real history safe. But so far, no one has found the final answer. For now, the Boltzmann Brain paradox hangs over physics like a shadow, a cosmic riddle we can't yet solve, and a reminder that the universe is stranger than we'd ever dared imagine. And so, the question remains, are we the lucky few? Real minds, living real lives? Or are we just cosmic phantoms, sparks of awareness adrift in an uncaring void, our memories nothing but a statistical mirage? Physicists are still searching for an answer. Some say we must trust the coherence of our world, that if reality seems stable, it probably is. Others warn, as long as the math allows these freak observers, no theory is safe. Maybe the Boltzmann Brain paradox is more than a physics problem. Maybe it's a warning from the edge of human knowledge. A reminder that certainty is always an illusion, and the universe is stranger than any fiction. So in the end, how do you know you're real? How do any of us? Would you want to know the truth, even if it meant everything you remember was a lie? Thanks for watching Final Hour Files. Subscribe for more science and technology nightmares from the edge of reality.